Hello everybody, this is Crystal and it is 7:58 on April 21st, 2014, and I am vlogging about my sister's wedding because after a few days you don't remember anything that happens at weddings, not if you're involved in making the wedding happen. I wish I had made a video blog about mine, so I'm going to make a video blog about hers. It was amazing, it was wonderful, it was everything a wedding should be, meaning it went good. Where to start? So much happened. Let's start kind of at the beginning. So I completely flipped my weeks and I was like a week behind everything. And so my sister and her fiance got into town and with one of their friends. Hi, you're awesome. I had my weeks like completely off. I should have known they were coming. I really should have known they were coming, but I didn't. Rachel was like, oh, they're in town, and I was like, what? Like, they're on their way, like, right now? She went, no, they're not on their way, they are in town. And I was like, oh my goodness, we haven't cleaned, we haven't prepared, we haven't shopped, we haven't done anything. So we kind of did like a rush clean, and we got a lot done in 2 hours. I was rather impressed with everyone and how much we got done. We did really good. Did pretty good. Did everything but our bathroom. I feel like, oh, I should say, you know, technical details. This person made this, and this person did that, and this person did this. But I feel like that all gets really boring really fast. So I'm going to do what girls do and talk about my feelings. It was wonderful. It really, really was. Just the whole experience of getting to see my sister and getting to meet the groom's family, and you know, meet the groom and meet some of my sister's friends that, you know, we'd heard a million things about. All good things, and I think it was everything weddings should be. I got to meet the fiance, and he turned out to be pretty great. I think it took me all 5 minutes to like him enough to let him marry my sister, so, which is a good thing because this was the first time I had met him and I didn't have much time to, you know, decide whether or not I even approved of this wedding. And every time I tell people, oh yeah, we didn't meet him until like the week they got married, they're always like, what? And I'm like, what? Myself. But I'm just super protective. I approve of this marriage, which is good because you're already married and there's nothing I can do about it at this point. I do, and I did, and they're so cute, so it's okay. I wouldn't have stopped it for the world. And you're awesome. Love you. I love you too, Becky. It was nice, you know, we hadn't really seen her in a while. It was nice to kind of like hang out for a few nights and talk about girl stuff and talk about boys and talk about, well, I mean, our boys. We bonded like girls do. I don't know what guys do, like, I don't know what they do. But girls usually bond, FYI, to any male that's ever wondered how girls bond. Like, we usually bond by telling each other, you know, about major heartbreaks, love stories, you know, which girls usually spill on, what, the second night of being friends. You're pretty much like this. We had a lot of fun, and then we got to know the groom, and we all got to sit outside and sing songs, and you know, I'm so sorry, Emma, that I didn't really know any of the songs, you know, but you sing pretty. It's good. You know, I made my sister some earrings. Let me just show you, because I have another pair. These jade earrings. Can you see them? They go right here. I'd made my sister these earrings like forever ago, and I finally got to give them to her. There you go. You know, they were just barely waking up, and so I pulled them out of my bag and I put on my footy jammies and I just went to the living room and I was like, hey, I made you these earrings, and she's, you know, like this, like she's barely waking up, and so I just moved her hair and I just like pulled out her earrings and stuck them in. She's like, what are you doing? And I was like, I'm giving you these earrings I made for you. And she's like, what do they look like? And she rolls over and she looks at Jamie and she's like, are they good? And Jamie's like, yes, they're very pretty. And she was like, okay, fine. And she like starts to fall back to sleep, but then I ended up giving her some purple ones too, but she liked them, so that was good. I believe they got in on Sunday, and then they got their marriage certificate, I think, on Tuesday. They left on Thursday, and then we left on Friday. We dropped Dio. Dio is my sister's parakeet. Off with, thank you, Sarah, for watching Dio. We dropped Dio off with Sarah. We made sure that the cat had, you know, fresh litter. She's actually trained to go outside, but she used a litter box for the trip. We didn't want to just leave her outside. So all the bridesmaids plus my husband ended up staying at one of my aunt's house. Thank you, Aunt Mimi. I love you. Thank you for letting us use your house. We got to tell more stories about how people met, which means we got to be close like this to more people. All of the ladies plus my husband, who always gets stuck with the ladies, but he says he's okay with it. He says he likes it that way, so cool. The wedding was on Saturday. We came home yesterday, which was Sunday. the whole thing, it was a blur, and it was fast, but it was a beautiful, beautiful blur. Like the kind of blur that you put on photos on purpose when you're editing them. It was gorgeous. They like each other so much. You guys like each other so much, and I think that's awesome. And throughout, the wedding itself, everyone's just crying, and I'm crying, and my husband's crying, and my mom is crying, and his mom is crying, and I'm sure there were a bunch of people to like this side of me crying, except I wasn't looking over there because I'm looking, at my sister, and everyone's just crying. But I do cry sometimes, if a movie's like particularly wonderful. I don't usually cry like that. Like, I didn't even cry at my own wedding, for crying out loud. I just had this feeling that Eric should get me some tissues. And so he got me a bunch of tissues, and thank goodness, because man, I ran out before that thing was over. I was just like, the whole time. It was the best wedding I'd ever been to. I mean, they were just so happy and in love with each other. And I think I've been blessed to go to a lot of really good weddings. And luckily, every wedding that I've been to has not ended in divorce. So if you want your wedding to last forever, make sure I'm present. I might be the key to a happy marriage. She got a pretty ring, which she said that he apparently designed, so props to you. The dress was really pretty. I think she borrowed it from a friend, because you know what, she ordered a dress online, and they sent her the wrong dress. It wasn't even like the wrong size, it was the wrong dress, and then they made her pay to ship it back. I hope they fought that, because I would have fought that. I would have been like, no way, Jose. Not happening. You pay for the shipping. I know stuff happens, and so like I'm not mad at them. It could have been a new employee. Who knows who sent her the wrong dress? But I do think they should have paid for the return shipping. She looks gorgeous, and we did photos, and I can't wait for those to come out. I can't wait to see them. I love wedding photos. Ammon's sister Mary did the pictures. Thank you, Mary. Ooh, the reception was really quite nice. One of my tias got mariachis for the happy couple, and apparently both of them love mariachis. I mean, I knew my sister did, but I didn't know the groom did. But he does. And we were doing the dollar dance, and like where the groom's here and the bride's here, and people pay $1 and they dance with them, and then they see who has the most money at the end. Anyway, so we were doing the dollar dance, and I was like the last one to dance with the groom, and I got $1 and I handed it to him, and we start dancing, and he starts talking about the mariachi, and I was like, so it was pretty cool, huh? And he was like, yeah, it was cool, and he was like, I was sitting there, and off in the distance, I heard a trumpet, and the moment I heard the trumpet, I knew what it was, and I was like, oh my gosh, he did this like really hilarious like little freak out kind of thing, and it was just really funny. But anyway, so they really liked that. Thanks, Tia. And so that was awesome. And they had lots of fruit and snacks, and I'm gluten-free, so it was really nice to have lots of tasty fruit things. And then we had another Tia who made the cake, and I think our cousin helped her with that, and it was gorgeous. It was beautiful. Thank you so much. Wonderful. Thank you, everyone, so much who helped with the food. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm sorry that I didn't actually end up helping in the kitchen, but I was kind of, what do you call it, emceeing? Or you're the one with the microphone. Ow! Spina! Sorry, I was messing with, that was my fault. I was one of the bridesmaids, and then Rachel was one of the bridesmaids. And then the other bridesmaids were Hermana Ryder and Hermana Wiggins. Heart, you guys. And then Hermana Anderson flew in. Actually, she's Hermana Adams now. And when it came time for the bouquet toss, is it bouquet or bouquet? Anyway, it came time to toss that thing, and as I'm like saying, okay, all the single women come up, we're gonna do the toss thingy. No one was coming, and I looked around the room, and I was like, wow, we don't have very many single ladies here. I was like, this is interesting. Huh, like seriously, like out of everyone that came to the reception, there was almost like no one single. And in fact, it was the bridesmaids that were single, and that was it. And so the bridesmaids line up, and I was like, okay, well, thanks bridesmaids for coming, because otherwise we wouldn't have everyone had a ring on it already. Go figure. Becky tosses it, but she's such an athlete that she throws it way too far, and it just like hits the ground, and it's just like, this is kind of funny. But anyway, so we did it again. We had a little retake of that, and she threw it. Rachel's she's pretty small. She's of a low altitude. The other bridesmaids are, you know, quite a bit taller than she is, but she still caught it because she ran in front of them and she jumped in the air and she did a bit of an epic catch. It was really hilarious to watch, actually. She wanted that big. She was great. Then Mona Wiggins is like 5'9" or something, and so Rachel describes it as seeing the flowers fly, and Edmona Wiggins just kind of like reaching out, like, I'm gonna grab it, and Rachel's like, jump! Oh. Eric and I got to do a little bit of country swing, and he almost kind of like ripped my arm off during the pretzel because he was like moving. You're not, just in case anyone's wondering, when you're doing the pretzel move, I don't know if any of you know what it is, but it's like you're like weaving in, your arms are weaving in and out of each other. Guys, plant your feet and keep them planted, because if you're trying to dance and do the pretzel at the same time, you just might dislocate your partner's shoulder. Unless you're doing some kind of advanced pretzel with footwork, then practice a lot beforehand. What else happened? I'm playing with the sticker again. I should put this down. You know, I should throw this away. Okay, it's gone. Then, you know, it came time to cut the cake. And, you know, I thought my husband and I were messy because, you know, we got the piece and I'm pretending to be all nice and I'm just like, here you go, honey, and I'm sticking it in his mouth, and then right when it got like right here to about his lips, I just like shoved it in his face, and then he shoves it in mine, and you know, it's all in my hair and stuff, and so I was like, oh, okay, we were pretty bad, and I knew she wasn't going to be nice about it. I knew my sister was just going to like go for it, and you know, she kind of starts the same way, and then they start shoving it, but man, I mean, they really went at that. Like, she got it all over his face, and then as he starts to move away, she like gets it, like she gets her hand, she almost like pulls him back, and she like right on top of his head. It was really funny, but it was cute. Wow, so much happened. It's like a big blobby mess in my mind. Beautiful, beautiful blobby mess. Most beautiful blobby mess that I've seen. I don't think their feet were cold. I think their feet were pretty warm. I think they were pretty much ready to just jump into this thing, and that's so refreshing. It was great to just see them not have cold feet. You know, it really was a great wedding. I mean, the whole spirit of the event was just, it was just gorgeous. I know this vlog is probably already getting long, and I know that I've left a million things out, and I just thank you everyone for making the little things that I left out happen too, and thank you to the guests for coming, and I'm so grateful that I got to be part of it. I can't wait for the rest of my siblings to get married. I'm probably going to cry at your weddings too. I'm sorry that you guys couldn't make it, to those of you that couldn't come, but thank you to everyone who sent messages and sent emails and supported the happy couple. Thank you guys so much. We wish you could have made it. Congratulations, Becky and Ammon. I love you guys so much. I love you guys so much. We all love you guys so much. And we hope that your lives are just amazing. I know they will be, because you have each other. So good luck with everything. God bless you guys. I know you're gonna do great, and I'm so happy for you. And it's gonna be great. Have fun.